5 мажоров выиграл в доте. А?
Давай, давай. Давай, давай.
Monkey King.
You may now select your heroes.
Oh.
Prepare for battle.
Wow, look at that.
5 мажоров выиграл в доте. 5 мажоров выиграл в доте. 5
You fought
мажоров
well
выиграл в
and
доте.
good.
А? 5 мажоров выиграл в доте. 5 мажоров выиграл в доте. А?
Wow, look at that. Rock on.
Dpc to me is kind of one of these heroes that's in a bit of a weird place right now. Just real quick, because we did miss it on the program feed. Sweden Strong did get his observer
30
deported here,
seconds to battle.
so that's a little bit of a loss. He had planned to put that down there to, I don't know, scout the Monkey King, scout the lanes, maybe snipe a courier. A little bit of an advantage here for outsiders. Dusa, the Dusa pick is interesting. It's a safe pick, I think, for me, especially because it's not one you can really buff too well with the Lycan, because you can only, I believe, split shot off of your ranged attacks, and when you are Wolf Bit, it turns you into a melee hero, so you lose the passive. So you don't have that incredible scaling, but you do still have Dusa Lycan, which is, you know, still pretty darn good last time I checked. Yamich is gonna make it out here. The Wolves will block him only a bit, so he'll be A-okay. But I think the most interesting thing is that Navi do persist, make that outsiders do persist and decide to run this coddle mid, so they're going to try and hit them with a little bit of a tempo lineup, and that's where I think
difficult game for GPK, so it's really up to him how well he can play this.
Certainly can work this game because gone are the days of like 4 protect 1. You know, this is a Dusa that doesn't have a save. She's got maybe a toss, which could be good enough, but it's no Oracle, it's no Dazzle. You know, it's not like a super amazing save. Sweden Strong is suffering slightly here to the melt strikes in the lane, but more or less okay on the 0 armor hero. But yeah, I mean, maybe that is some way, especially with the early pressure that this Coddle along with a Solar Bind and probably still that Vessel can try and just overwhelm this Medusa before she can get off a Stone Gaze or something. That can certainly be. But another weakness here of this Navi lineup is I think Solo's lane is incredibly hard here.
Solo's lane? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the Monkey King does. Like, I do think that the idea from outsiders is pretty strong. I just feel like if Navi just shifts their win condition to the puck, this kind of solves a lot of issues, you know? You just play on the puck more so than you play on the Dusa. Dusa will still be strong and still get a lot of aggro. Because you have Puck and Lycan that can both scale, you're kind of okay with this. So even if the late Dusa is not the greatest, even if her early game is good, she always has threats. As long as Puck can kind of be free this game, you're fine.
Yep.
Secure his runes, rotate more, try to kill the Coddle early ideally, and make him stacks, whatever it is. Make no one fat. That's the play, in my opinion.
I want to quickly draw attention to something we saw DM do. He went and left the lane for about 1 full wave, not too bad, and that's so he could go and devour a creep. He does eventually find one of the Satyr, I believe that's a Mind Flayer, which did get nerfed.
Mind Stealer.
Mind Stealer? Mind Flayer? Yeah, one of those. Oh yeah, that's right. I've been watching a little bit too much of that. But it's the small guy in the Satyr camp, right? And they did actually nerf the Mana Aura on him. So that is
still kind of broken though.
Still really good for sure, but I'm eager to see how this is actually going to affect Doom in this lane. It's kind of the ideal target, this Dusa, for the mana burn, right? Because obviously you burn double of. It's so good against her. I shouldn't have to explain that for a hero that has mana shield, right? But we'll see how often he actually gets to spam this.
So, I mean, the lane is just probably the best laning creep in general, Dusa or not, right? So it's just, this creep is kind of ridiculous. The Mana Regen Aura also allows Monkey King to go for maybe even a Primal Spring build, which is more popular among King support. Because that, it, first of all, gives you vision, so it's better, but also it actually deals a ridiculous amount of damage, so you might be able to actually threaten Dusa or Claw.
This is like a position for Monkey that because his off-laning partner is a Doom who farms incredibly efficiently with Vitus and Devour, he can actually farm a little bit, right? And maybe get an item to herself. So it's not just going to be gold to going away. Solo, however, oh, they might just catch him here. He's still pretty speedy and ought to be able to outrun Yamich, who does have a Tree Dance, but no Primal Spring here for a kill. At least he does steal the Bounty Rune, but no kill here so far. Still no first blood, 4.5 minutes in.
I mean, you're on point though with the Monkey comment. Like, he is the hero that when you play him as 5, you maybe see like a Mage Slayer, that's the ultimate item he gets, right? Something like that. But when you play him as 4, you're expecting some big items on him. Atos is very popular for a while, Orchid is popular as well, but something that actually can initiate. So you initiate from the trees. That was very popular, I don't know, 2-3 patches ago. Still viable though, and I think that's the name of the game for this game. Particularly because I can't see anyone besides the support dealing with a puck. You're never going to doom the puck unless he's stunned beforehand. So it has to be either the Hex or the Monkey King with Boundless Strike from Shadows that catches this puck. And that's what outsiders need to do. If they deal with the puck, I feel like the game is much easier for them.
Plus Ramses can do this to a degree if he decides to deviate into the Egg Scepter build. Haven't seen a whole lot of carry TAs do that recently though. So Yamich, I forget what the item is, but if you buy one item on a support Monkey King, I think it's like a Falcon Blade or something. Like, it gives you just enough damage with max Primal Spring to Primal Spring the wave, jump back into a tree, and then Boundless Strike it, and then you nuke the wave up until like 30 minutes with that quick ability. And that allows you to like really easily and quite safely split push. Versus a Puck and Tiny and a Clock, it's still difficult, but you're kind of the only one on your team that can do it. And so that can be something for outsiders if they need to make a little bit of extra space this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you should go like the Orchid, also, right? That gives you enough damage. Yeah. If Falcon Blade does it, I presume the Orchid will as well, right? I think that is the build this game, by the way. I'm a big fan of the Orchid as for.
Mid lane, Power Rune here is going to be snagged by no one, as they do actually rotate on over Sweden Strong. The ward, however, by GPK picks this up, so he doesn't put himself in peril. And not like he really cares much about the Power Runes anyway. He can just be OT. First blood, though, is still for no one.
Yeah, he gets on the top lane. DM dies. And we're gonna get no one taking advantage of this. He could have tried to kill the
Dire's
Coddle, but
middle
needed some
tower
rotation
is
for that.
under
Instead, they
attack.
just go for the easier kill on DM. Delay is Midas. And killing a Doom is super impactful early because, of course, you'll see the Death Gold. But on top of that, you lose the Devour Creep. The bonus gold doesn't get applied. So, slowing down the Midas, big deal. Also, partially the reason, you know, the offlane Doom is not as popular. Each region has put them down one position, right? He used to be a mid laner, now he's an offlane. Most regions, they just play him as 4.
Yeah, that Midas is going to be very crucial for DM. I've seen a couple of games where Dooms have been forced to skip it when all their lanes are kind of going poorly and collapsing. Luckily for him, seems like he'll be able to get that Midas online A-okay.
Yeah, you can't afford to do that. You need to scale as the Doom. And then more importantly, because Coddle and TA are such abusive resource hogs, you need someone that can create resources, and Midas and
Radiant's
Devour
courier
both do that.
has
So he's a
been
good hero to
killed.
pair with them, actually.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, very true.
I don't know about this play. Actually, Coddle
here's
survives.
Coddle.
They have a chance here to go for solo, but they want to go for the big one as the Dune. As they're charging on the Blinding Light. The Illuminate, the Blinding Light's still available though, as he did use that Spirit form, but they didn't put Vatoon back, which means GPK won't be able to get that
Dire's
kill.
top tower
No one
is
rotation,
under attack.
and also makes this a bit harder, but it's a defensive rotation here. And they seem to be committing to Vatoon here. Once again, Blinding Light is still pushing back, there's limited charge. They Blinding Light him. They don't quite. They want to get it in front of him, but they push them to the side instead.
Yep. Oops, it happens. What are you going to do? In the meantime, both of the supports are very eager to
Dire's
immediately
top
get
tower is
some
under
experience in the mid lane. You know, when the mid laners are away, the supports will play, or so they say. So you can see them even using a couple of abilities on each other. No one interested in going for a kill. Does not have the coil, so he's gonna have to do this here just with the damage. But GPK, of course, with bots and just superior move speed, has also joined this brawl in the mid lane. And the only thing to die is actually going to be no one's courier, of all things.
That was most welcome.
I guess when you play puck, right? Courier's
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
that
attack.
happens.
The bottom lane, Laze is about to finish up the Helm of the Dominator, by the way. And that's going to be a huge power spike. TA probably not able to deal with this. This is the question whether they rotate the Doom down bottom and TA goes top. Probably
Radiant
the
are
better.
scanning.
And speaking up top,
Going for
yeah,
the Doom again.
they're trying.
Oh no! Blinding Light made them miss the stun, and the Doom will be able to survive as a result. It was only level 1 stun, so I think he would have been fine no matter what.
Yeah, almost certainly, right? And this is the second time that GPK goes top. These are like efficient rotations, right? Because he does have BOTs and whatever, he's all over the map. But it's still in a small way, a little bit of time wasted. I believe Vatoon now, he's got the message loud and clear, 5x5. He is not showing in the top lane anymore, otherwise a Coddle is going to show up. Very annoying for him. He would just like to farm, and so far does not have the opportunity. Down bottom, I just quickly wanted to comment that Laze, yeah, even though Wolves do not need any
Radiant's
armor,
middle
the
tower
item
is
build up
under
here of
attack.
Helm is certainly very beneficial versus your lane against the TA. Now that he's got the item fully online, which is first creepier, oh, he's got even the best one, right? Found himself the Dark Troll Summoner. He'll be able to pretty quickly boot this TA out of lane. That might just be Ramsey's going. Yeah, GPK, once again, he sees any enemy in this top lane and he's immediately going for the kill.
This time it will work out. This time they found us right first. They're like, I'll wait for you, Yamich. But Cogs though,
Radiant's
no
middle
way.
tower is under
Look,
attack.
that's a bunch of waste damage on GPK though.
Oh,
Puck is
man.
actually catching up to him in terms of farm, and he didn't go for boots of travel, so he has more effective farm.
Yeah, and then check on mid.
Pagoda here.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, and that's an
tower
easy
is
kill.
under
Have a
attack.
toss is extremely simple there. Even the tower giving him a high five. Well, on there, a little bit of BM. That's my tier 1 tower. Why are you high-fiving him?
Regeneration!
And that's Witchblade now completed for no one. He is also the richest hero in the game. I feel like you don't see this too much, or you're not supposed to anyway, when you have a Coddle mid.
No, you're not. That's what I was just commenting on. Right? And again, Coddle mid is deceptive.
Oh, and look, they're gonna go bottom.
Ramsey's the target. They're pushing their creeps inside the crowd. Trying to control the zoo. Thanks, realizing maybe TA's not the easiest kill. They're gonna go for Coddle instead. But Coddle's for the monkey. He gets him solo. Will die first. Tiny GPK barely healing enough. But those creeps will get to him. As Navi, they get a mid laner, but in exchange they lose both their supports.
Dire's top
Not the
tower is
worst
under attack.
thing in the world, to be honest.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They They also heavily still continue to disrupt Ramsey's farm. They would have liked to get obviously both of those cores, and obviously if the support dies, that's even better, right? Because then we get
Radiant's
solo
middle
experience
tower
as
is
cores.
under
Yeah,
attack.
boys. But unfortunately, they are going to be
Dire's top
repulsed
tower
away
is
from that
under
first kind of
attack.
siege. The thing is, if you do get both cores,
Radiant
you end up getting that tier 1 tower as well. And now you're going to have to spend a little bit more time and resources and trying to take that down. In the meantime, once again, GPK sees a Medusa top lane, and he's like St. Patrick. He needs to get the snake out from the top lane. And Batoon is actually going to stick around and fight him. As is Sweet and Strong, a little bit harder now that he's doomed, but it's going to be GPK who's silenced and simply killed off for this. This man, he does not like this Medusa.
Nope, the Doom could be the next one actually. Instead of the Default command, hoping to protect the solo by guys result was really strong. The Doom just ended. They're happy to just walk inside those monkeys. But Ringcoil misses, so Yamcha is capable of making it out. But they killed the Doom.
Radiant's
Now
bottom
it's
tower
Midas, so it's
is
not
under
as
attack.
bad, but it's still 2 cores there for Navi.
Yeah, that's extremely painful because like I was just saying, how Navi, you've got to go back bottom. Now
Radiant's
Outsiders have
bottom
got to go
tower
back
has
top for
fallen.
like the 5th time, it feels, and try and get that tower. Doom doesn't push the fastest, you know, compared to, well, especially a Lycan in this game, right? But certainly, you'd almost, you probably should have the tower by the 10-minute wagon. It's these failed ganks top lane that have drawn a lot of attention from Navi that have kept this tower alive. Here goes Lays in the meantime back down bottom. Oh, he's already gotten the tower, pardon me.
Yeah, they have. They're just trying to secure this for Lycan, because Lycan soloing is good enough to take the tower, right? So by
is under attack.
playing on the top side of the map and playing around Batoon, even though it does slow down his farm, shows the recognition that it once again isn't Batoon the sole win condition.
Yeah.
So recovering is still be useful, but early you want to play around the puck and to a certain degree to Lycan.
Yeah, not all bad news either here, right? For Outsiders, I would be remiss if I did not bring up how strong the Roche taking
Dire's
potential is
top
this
tower
game, right?
is under
It's
attack.
really good even right now, but they just need a tier 1 tower or 2 before they can
Dire's
really
top
go
tower
for the
is
play.
fallen.
Because while they can certainly do it and easily, it's not the fastest. And Navi, they fight pretty scary around the Roche pit here. Dream Coil, eventually a Blink Tiny, right? Even just hook shot early on could be enough to thwart a Roche attempt, let alone a Rocket Flare. So yeah, it's a little scary here for Outsiders, but they always have that card they can pull off of even a small pickoff, right? Onto the right hero, it's immediately Roche in their pocket.
Exactly.
Radiant are
And
scanning.
of course, that's the strength of the TA as well. Like that's
Dire's top tower
tit for tat.
is under
Whereas
attack.
Navi, they
Radiant's
made some space for Lycan to take
structures
solo
are
tower and for Puck to scale off his skills. Yeah, it was free farming the whole time, but Ramses does have the farm he's looking for. And this time he's done on Terrorblade, so it's not going to be
Radiant's
as
middle
impactful,
tower
but
is
he can
under
still be a
attack.
temp setter for this game. At the expense of GPK, though, who has been sacrificed a little bit
Oh,
in the
yeah.
early game as a result.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not looking so good. He's about to be actually overtaken now by Lays in terms of net worth for the cores that are farmed. And that is not where a Coddle really wants to be. 0, 2, and 2 decided to go for a Ghost Scepter here before finishing off the Vessel, which is not the craziest of things. I wonder if he's going to try and go for a full E-Blade, or if he's not going to ignore the... Or sorry, if he's not going to upgrade the Vessel is what I meant to say.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Vessel against Tusa is useful, but we don't have the best target beside that. I guess both supports. It's okay.
Mitch is breaking smokes in the meantime by jumping around in the trees.
Because I feel
Doom's
like
going to eat that tomato.
Gascado getting the E-Play will protect you against the Lycan, and that's maybe more important. Lycan's
Radiant's
getting
bottom
scary.
tower
Once he gets the
is
help of
under
the
attack.
Overlord, the Coddle feels like
Oh, there they go. They're just going to go for Roche. This feels a little risky. They have a ward up, but it's immediately taken down, and that would rattle my confidence here if I were Outsiders.
actually setting up Ubang command with cancel the matter itself.
Yeah, but Roche is
Solo! Oh, the triple on top of the shit, and then there's the Stonegate from Medusa. Hoping to reinitiate the fight. Hakona's been cleared by Lays. They're both for the TA. She's been silenced. No reflection either. Ramses is done for. DM couldn't even get his Doom off. They're high-fiving him as he's trying to run away. But Lays is bot blocking for the wolves. DM, he's not going to be saved here. It's just a matter of time to create space for his Coddle to
They might get GPK.
GPK has been caught here. They didn't get the Witchblade hit though, so he's gonna be able to TP. And DM, will finally die here.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, they throw a solo on it. I mean, that's the proper way to end that fight, I would say. He certainly deserves it. Like I said, I would not feel confident going into that Roche pit as soon as you lose vision. Not against the Clockwork, not against the Puck. Even the Deuce are showing up and making a pretty big difference, right? Vituni, he just pops the Stone Gaze and then basically tosses a snake and goes back to farming. So he's not even wasting any time here. And I mean, it's just going to continue snowballing. Navi, they're going to throw a monkey out from under the trees. A great silence as well. Yakemensch is still alive, trying to avoid his death, but will still fall. Sweet and Strong is going to take a death here in exchange, though. It's a 1-for-1 so far with Solo in a bit of a precarious situation. However, Solar Bind's not ready, so he's not going to take too much bonus damage from that urn, and he'll simply walk it off.
And once again, like the Vitun is acknowledging his position in this game, right? As like he used to be able to fight these fights early. Obviously, that was a great fight to take no matter what. But like him being ready to begin with, farming in proximity to his team, making sure he can always engage, acknowledging that to deal with the tempo by just bunching up his spike because they do have really good team on Navi. Something that once again Outsiders is a little bit missing. Great single target, not so great AoE. Not only deals damage, that's the best tool you really have.
Kabali, yeah, at one point, he did. He committed for the Force Staff here. I guess that's just Coddle to GPK, Force Staff on mid Coddle, which is...
You need it, man. First you deal with the Clockwork, then the Puck, and then the Lycan in that order. That's the goal of GPK as he slowly builds up.
I agree. I agree, but the issue, it's not a game that feels great for a Force Staff either, right? For two reasons. It's great versus Clockwork, great versus Medusa. No arguments there, Your Honor. However, right? I object because no one has Dream Coil, and that is a terrible thing when you build a Force Staff. And Lycan, yeah, he doesn't care. He kind of just laughs. He's a dog, right? He enjoys running a little bit further.
All right, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree. I mean, center for Lycans, Force Staff for Clock. Now you just need the one for the Puck, I suppose. It's just that we knew it was going to be a tough game for GPK. I thought GPK was seeing something here that both us and the panel didn't. Clearly not really, right? Like he just needs to itemize for this game.
But
at least
it's good, like
the TA.
Yeah, and he's acknowledging the reality of the game, right? He's not just like, oh, I'm gonna go Vest and Dakin, and I'm going to stomp this game, because obviously that's not how it's going. 0-2-3 so far. Pretty brutal game. He's scared out of his mind. Now he didn't get outside of the rocket flare. Oh no, Force Staff. Oh, he already Force Staff. Oh, it's a disaster. Look, I mean, he's just having fun with it now at this stage.
Yep.
That's good.
Dream Coil as well. They found Dakota. No one.
Here's V2. Man, the Ancient Ice Shaman even ice bombed him. Oh, wow. Brutal.
Pretty good for pushing towers, right? So that's the name of the game for them right now. We have Shapeshift, so
Dire's top tower is under attack.
the best tool they have to control in this Lycan is just jumping on him in the beginning of the fight, but I think now it's harder.
Radiant's
Yeah, I mean, especially with Shackles down. I mean, even with Shackles, it's such a tough game. Navi, they just have the heroes, and once again, they found DM. Can't quite kill him, though.
He does not want to...
He's got a disrupt for himself. Oh, now we won't be able to do it, though. Yes, doomed and falling quickly inside the Wukong's command. First of all, though, is DM. As chasing after Vitun is Ramses the Clockwork to interrupt them, and the toss as well, making a little bit of space here. Is Vitun actually going to get away? No. Infused Raindrops will not save him. The Illuminate at last will put an end to this Medusa's life. GPK, he died happy now. He's killed Medusa up.
Sweet and Strong will be killed by GPK as well. A double revenge here for him. And the Illuminate will finish him off. And even though we're solo, it's Ramses wants to punish him for that stealing of the Aegis, and he will get it. A nice little recovery here for Outsiders. Now they're getting a little bit too cocky. Once again, the crux of their drafts continues to be the Puck. Well, Shapeshift is a nuisance, but it's the Puck, right? And killing him so early in the fight, not acknowledging the strength of force of the Shadow Shaman. Any hero can be vulnerable to this. Ends up netting a really nice fight for Outsiders. Yeah. Well played by them. A little bit overzealous by Navi, though.
Yeah, that wasn't even a buyback on the Shaman. I thought it must have been a buyback because I'm, you know, you're diving past a tier 2 tower. Enemies still have their outposts at TP. Like, there are many points where a shaman can just easily sneak into that fight and find a hex into the shackles, which spells disaster for no one. And we clearly saw it there. No one is going to look to amend that problem here by building up that Lincoln Sphere. He's committed already for the ultimate orb. He can still turn this into a Scythe of Ice if he wants to, so he's not yet committed one way or the other. But I assume he is going to go for the more reliable item in the Lincoln Sphere, just to make sure he can't get instantly killed. So,
On Puck, you mean, right?
on Puck, yes, that's correct.
I agree. I think Scythe of Ice, though, as you mentioned, would be pretty good at Bottle after the play gets done. I don't think there's a place for Vessel anymore in this game, even with Russo. Because again, he's not your main concern. But Vice will help a
Dire's
lot.
top tower
Especially because
is
Monkey
under
King has not
attack.
been able to go for Atos, Orchid, anything. He's just BKB just for
Radiant
survival.
are
This
scanning.
does not feel like a 4 Monkey. It just feels like 2 5s. You're playing with 2 5s.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, she's a 10, but it's really 2 position 5s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, she's a 10, but 2 supports.
It's 2 supports in a trench
Radiant's
coat.
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, and now this is like Navi. Oh, we should have gotten the tower before we did the last. Oh, all right, there we go.
Dire's top
That's a
tower is
really
under
good siege
attack.
here. They're gonna go for more, but Toon feels strong, and he should, right? Because he's got Eye of Scotty now fully completed. Next into Butterfly.
Dire's middle
And that's
tower is under attack.
I mean, that's not a terrible, it's a good item, but what I mean is, obviously this has ramifications mainly for Ramses, right, who's purely a physical damage carry, and is going to have to amend this by building an MKB. PA not the worst hero to build an MKB, would probably rather go for like a Daedalus early. Like, there are other items she would want, but not the worst thing. As you can see, Daedalus queued up, but I think as soon as Ramses sees that Butterfly, he's gonna have to change it.
I agree. I feel like MKB, like you said, it's okay on TA.
Yeah.
Gives some mixed damage, which is nice as well. Oh, that's not really that nice. There's nothing here to me. It's a point to be made.
Well, it does. It's the magic damage, right, on that little proc.
Yeah, but there's
Something
nobody that's like a big armor hero, right? Like if it was a TV
Radiant's
Karnaga, it'd be more
top
relevant
tower is
against.
under
Yeah.
attack.
I see what you... Yeah, okay. I mean, you know, you're happy to have it, right?
I'm just grasping at
Dire's
straws for
middle
Ramses,
tower
who's
is under
It's,
struggling.
you know, Medusa's got 60% physical resist. She only has 25 magic, so, you know,
Dire's
it's more
structures
efficient.
are fortified.
For those small MKB procs, it's really gonna matter.
It really adds up, Abba. Just you wait.
Ramses is trying to take the mid tower. That's gonna open up the map a little bit for them, so they can actually get their own ganks in.
Dire's middle
And
tower
especially after this
has
fight
fallen.
bottom, they're actually in a position. They can initiate now. BKB on Ramses as well, still 9 seconds. Good team fight. They could turn this around.
Oh, but then...
Guys. Oh, Rex actually finished strong because he scored himself. Went a bit too far. He didn't commit the Stonebase for this. Ryback immediately on the ship from behind, looking to hunt up the Kodo. Decides to go for the Shaman instead. Evo will save him though. Hey, Shaman is still alive. Doing the Ducer as well. The Kodo will die to the puck overall.
Ducer's still fighting and winning.
Back. The Doom is not doing anything to the Ducer. Ramses is dead. DM fell behind him. And GPK is trying to outrun. Just screaming Navi heroes, lusting for his life. Hakoda will be the target instead. This is an easier kill. Also a dieback for them. Oh,
Yep.
unless...
Good flank. Solo, he's going to get chased, though, with the Vision. No TP scroll available. It's only a matter of time. As Hakoda can't even evade there, unfortunately for him. The illusory orb of no one. And that is a fight where the Doom does get off, but crucially, Batum gets enough damage in. He kind of starter steps the Doom, right, with a nice Max style. That is one way where you can kind of delay the Doom from coming out. It doesn't get off any extra spells, but it's just more auto attacks. It's making sure he at least gets the mana illusions to start stacking up. And, like, I mean, man, that is such a feels bad fight there for outsiders.
I will say, I feel like the DM Doom on the Dusa after the Stone Game. I can see
Radiant
her
structures
much
are
like
fortified.
stopping the mons and stuff like that. Just
Dire's
feel
bottom
like that was
tower
enough.
is under
I don't know
attack.
if that was really like the target for it.
Dota.
If you, I mean, I guess Puck is impossible now because of the Lincoln, but
Radiant's top
Dusa
tower
feels
is under
like he just
attack.
fought.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower
I
is
think the
under
thing that
attack.
really feels terrible here is for Ramses especially, is Ramses, oh well, he can fight, especially when he's got BKB or the threat of it, as he tears her right through Sweden Strong alongside GPK. But the issue there was,
Dire's bottom tower
oh,
is
does he
under
not?
attack.
No, it's Stone Cool.
Oh, he didn't have it. That's still on cooldown. He did in that last fight.
Richie.
Yes, I apologize, right? But Toon, he's just such a hard counter. Like, you can't look at the Dusa when she's stone gauge, and that feels awful for Ramses because he's still incredibly vulnerable to a Puck, right? Can't really get on top of this Puck hero. Puck then with the coil is super annoying. Hold that thought evenly. In a bit of trouble. Turning around, actually. Feeling pretty strong here? I don't know about this one.
Okay, let's commit it. Something wrong with this here play. That did also kill off Pagoda. Pagoda is a crucial part of their team fight. Now, stops the fight.
Oh, Coil as well is going to only catch the Monkey King. Ramsey's in a bit of a weird spot. Has Blink, has BKB. It's going to blink away before the refraction charges end, but can do nothing to save his Monkey King. Yeah, and I think that the Stone gets essentially to save no one, because Dakota was threatening perhaps for a shot. What's a great hook shot here. However, onto Ramsey, the fight will continue. DM counter-initiating there. Oh, but Solo activated. The Essence Arc still alive. He's going to arrest the Cogs. The Doom here hit for Batoon. Prevents the Manta from coming through, but they still get through. Ramsey's all the same. Ladies, in the meantime, is going to fall. DM activates his BKB to TP away, but still Batoon with the physical damage. No, not quite enough, at least for now. And it could be GPK and DM both making it out of the fight, but they still lose Ramses.
Man, I don't know what Solo has been doing here. Is incredible. Between the agent steal, I mean, this game is out of his mind, but I feel like the whole season, so he came out of retirement to show these new school kids of EU how it's really done. What plays he's doing.
No. Don't get killed by Roche now, Solo. Stand outside of that pit.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Don't make me look bad. But I feel like once the Shaman is dead, the puck is free to do whatever he wants. But if you really need a solution to that, the Shaman being 5 makes it really difficult though. I was hoping Monkey King would do that. I don't think that BKB is going to do anything for Yamich. It'll keep him alive, but that's it.
I was kind of hoping DM would maybe spec into like a Scythe device, or I don't know. It's like he's going Shiva's. I mean, he needs the armor. I understand. But I don't know. Maybe like a Force Staff, something to break Lincoln, so you can at least threaten the Doom onto this hero. Because you're right. We need something else, right? Do they actually? Do they have themselves? Oh, they do. They have a Fey Grenade. Okay, so he doesn't need to go Lincoln's. Fey Grenade does break Lincoln Sphere. It's the only neutral item other than the tier 5s that actually will do so. So that is useful for Doom. So please ignore my points on Force Staff. He doesn't need one. So I'm not too opposed to the Shiva Scar. I think it's okay.
I would still like a Scythe.
I still like a Scythe, yeah. I think every hero wants a Scythe, really. It's a good item. Ramses, he's going to be tough side of his base. That is most unpleasant for him, especially because Solo's here. And yeah, he's just going to cancel that TP. Ramses gets up another stack of the refractions. He's going to try and get through Solo, but can he get through outside of the Cogs? And that is just a free kill there. Sweet and Strong, he's looking for another. He's going to toss the lifeless corpse of Hakoda back to Batoon. That's only going to power him up as they activate the drums and go to war.
Batoon's specialty, he really likes those. As he starts to push down these racks.
Oh, another one!
He found some man!
Oh, was he fast? Another one, Sweet and Strong. More! Olay!
He's been a better addition than anything the Outsiders have, and all Batoon has to do is keep A-clicking the ground. He's doing a great job. Look at that. Look at him A-clicking these racks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Lays as well. He presses the drums button, and he sends that ancient Black Dragon over. GG, they call it. Yeah, I mean, another just great showing by Navi. This one I would definitely say Outsiders much better shot in. Even especially that tier 2 fight looked amazing for them. Everything's stringing together perfectly there as they're able to catch the puck. And then, of course, no one immediately rectifies that issue with Lincoln's, and Navi